In life, there are 10 foolish mistakes you should stay away from. Have you ever thought you were doing the right thing, only to look back and realize it was one of the dumbest decisions of your life? There are mistakes that cost you money. And then there are mistakes that cost you your pride, your friendships, even your peace of mind. Today, I want to share with you the first 5 of the 10 most foolish things you should never, ever do, because I did them, and I paid the price. Welcome to Live Stoic. Live strong, where we trade illusions for truth, where emotions are felt but not obeyed, where clarity is power and discipline is freedom. This is not just a channel. It's a mindset. It's a journey of conscious living. Let's begin. The story of Elena. The day she gave everything. There was a woman named Elena, calm, warm, and thoughtful. She wasn't loud, but her presence was strong. She didn't chase attention, but she gave it freely to others. Her life was built around one thing: giving. She gave her love. She gave her time. She gave people second, third, even fourth chances. Because deep down, she believed everyone just needed one more opportunity to do better. But one day, she gave too much. It began with her younger brother. He was jobless, lost, drifting from one excuse to another. He looked her in the eyes and said, "This time will be different." And because she loved him, she believed him. She emptied her savings account, sold her motorbike, her only way to work, even put her name on a loan for him. And then, he vanished. No calls, no messages, just silence. Next came her best friend. She had just gone through a bitter divorce and had nowhere to go. Elena didn't hesitate. "Stay here," she said. "Stay as long as you need." What was supposed to be a few weeks turned into 2 long years. The warmth of friendship slowly turned into the weight of responsibility. But Elena couldn't say no. She didn't know how to set boundaries. She thought that saying no was being unkind. At work, she kept her head down. Even when her manager stole her ideas. Even when she was passed over for promotions she had earned twice over. "Be patient," they said. "Stay humble. Your time will come." But that time never came. Then came the final blow. Her fiancé, the man she trusted with her dreams, took every coin they had saved for their first home and gambled it away in a single night. That evening, Elena sat alone on the cold, cracked floor of her tiny apartment. No fiancé, no savings, no career breakthrough, just a pile of unpaid bills, and a soul completely drained. She looked into the mirror, not to fix her makeup, but to finally ask herself the question that had been buried for years. Who have I become by always putting everyone else before me? And at that moment, something inside her shifted. She didn't turn cold. She didn't grow bitter, but she became clear. She realized that giving without protecting your own self is not love. It's not kindness. It's self-abandonment. She realized that being generous doesn't mean being available to everyone at all times. That if helping others is breaking you, then it's no longer help. It's sacrifice. Today, Elena still gives. She still loves. She still shows up. But now she gives with wisdom, with clarity, with intention. She no longer says yes out of guilt. She says yes from a place of strength, Because it aligns with her values. Because now she understands something she never did before. You cannot pour from an empty cup. From the bottom of my heart, I want to express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you, no matter where you are in the world, for taking the time to watch this video. Your presence and support are the driving force that keeps me creating and sharing. No words can truly capture the depth of my appreciation. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing. And thank you for walking this journey with me. There's a man, wise, experienced, brutally honest, who once said, "There are 10 stupid things in life you should never follow, no matter who tells you to." I heard him say that. I nodded. I thought I understood. But in the end, I had to live through each one myself to truly learn. Let me walk you through the first 5. Stupid thing number 1. Lending money to gamblers. I thought I was doing something noble. I wanted to help someone reset their life, get back on track. I imagined I'd be their fresh start. But instead, I lost more than just money. I lost dignity. I ended up calling him Grandpa, kneeling before him like I owed him something, all while never seeing a single coin come back. That wasn't kindness. That was blind hope, paid for in humiliation. Stupid thing number 2. Hiring friends or family to work for you. At first glance, it made perfect sense. Familiar faces, easier communication, maybe even cheaper costs. Something goes wrong? Just call them. No awkward contracts, no middlemen. Plus, you're giving someone close to you a job. Sounds like a win-win, right? But the truth? The results were far from what I expected. They worked half-heartedly, deadlines slipped, and every mistake came with excuses. I had to pretend things were okay, even as I silently suffered. Worst of all, I still had to thank them and carry that unspoken debt of gratitude like a burden on my back. Saying one wrong thing could mean you've lost all love and loyalty. So you stay silent. You swallow it. Stupid thing number 3. Doing business with friends. Hung and I used to laugh together, share drinks, and plan big things. So it seemed only natural to build something together. Business between friends. What could go wrong? Everything. When money enters the room, friendship quietly leaves through the back door. At first, it's small misunderstandings. Then egos clash, trust erodes, and the warmth turns cold. Whether you make money or lose it, the relationship never survives the same. Stupid thing number 4. Trying to teach someone who thinks they already know everything. I thought I could help. Really, I did. I believed that if I shared what I knew, I could help someone rise, become sharper, smarter. But what happened? Instead of appreciation, I got resentment. My lessons were twisted into insults. The students started looking at me like I was the fool. And somehow, I became the one everyone blamed. That's the danger of trying to teach the teacher. It often turns you into the villain in their story. Stupid thing number 5. Selling land to deposit the money in a bank. This one still stings. I thought it was a solid, safe move. Sell my 6,000 square meter piece of land, deposit the cash, and let it grow quietly. 3 years later, I went to withdraw it, feeling secure. But to my shock, the money could barely buy me 600 square meters, from 6,000 down to 600 in just 3 years. Not because the bank stole from me, but because time, inflation, and misplaced trust silently drained the value of everything I'd saved. We've already gone through 5 painful lessons, the kinds of mistakes that leave marks on your soul, not just your wallet. But now, Let's dive into the next 5, where the cost isn't just emotional or financial, it's existential. Stupid thing number 6. Working for an unethical boss. At first I thought, I'm just here for the paycheck. I don't need to agree with everything. Simple, right? Just do the job and go home. But no. The longer I stayed, the more I became someone I didn't recognize. Because when your boss doesn't walk the talk, when they give orders but leave you to carry out the dirty work, guess who ends up holding the moral weight? You. I told myself I was just doing what I was told. But deep down, I knew. Every day I was compromising a part of my integrity. And over time, I realized, working under someone without ethics slowly chips away at your own. Stupid thing number 7. Getting married without love. I convinced myself it would work out. That maybe love will come later. But love isn't something you force into existence. It's not a seed you can plant after the vows and hope it blooms. So what happened? Before love had a chance to grow, the marriage fell apart. Or worse, we stayed together, side by side, like strangers, sharing meals, sharing a bed, but never truly sharing happiness. We lived under the same roof, but never touched the feeling of what it meant to be home. Stupid thing number 8. Sending money to someone else to buy land, but not putting it in your name. This one still haunts me. I didn't have much money, but I had trust. It's just a small piece of land, I told myself. Not that valuable. The person I sent the money to? A close friend. Someone I'd trusted for years. So I didn't think twice. And then, the land value exploded. Prices jumped 10, 20 times higher. And along with the rising numbers came rising greed. Suddenly, what once felt like a favor turned into a feud. But how could I claim what was never legally mine? I had no title, no proof, just regret. And once again I learned, never trust with your heart what must be protected by law. Stupid thing number 9. Living without a stance. Always trying to please everyone. You want to be liked. You want to be seen as kind, respectful, agreeable. So you nod along, you say yes. When deep down you feel no. You take one step forward, then 2 steps back because someone disapproves. But in the end, you become a leaf in the wind, tossed around by every passing opinion. And worst of all, you lose confidence in yourself. Because when you have no voice of your own, how can you expect others to listen? Stupid thing number 10. Living too frugally. Hoarding for a future that may never come. I thought saving was wisdom. That fasting now meant feasting later. So I lived simply. Too simply. I skipped joys. Passed up experiences. Always planning for one day. But life doesn't wait. By the time I reached that someday, either my health was failing, or my energy was gone. What use is a mountain of money if your body is too tired to climb it? Worse still, what if you don't even make it that far? 10 stupid things. Each one, a heavy price. A reminder that common sense isn't always common, and trust isn't always rewarded. Life doesn't punish you for being kind. It punishes you for being careless. Kindness must have wisdom. Trust must have limits. And love must be real. You don't need to learn everything the hard way. But if you already did, then never forget it. Because wisdom is pain, remembered with clarity. Stand firm. Live awake. Walk wisely. Thank you for your time. If an idea in this video touched you, let it settle in your heart. Each time you return, you might hear something new. Perhaps it will reach even deeper. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. See you in the next video, where we'll take another step together on this journey of inner discovery.